bite down, you feel like you're actually eating a cookie. If you're a chocolate lover, you're looking for chocolate on top of more chocolate, this is the way to go. Welcome back to the Anabolic Hub, where we make anabolic deliciousness. We're back inside my kitchen today and we're doing another original recipe, double chocolate chip cookies. We're taking everything great about chocolate chip cookies and we're doubling down by making the cookie chocolate as well. So if you're a chocolate lover and you're looking for something that has a high protein count, low calorie count, gonna keep you on track for your weight loss, shredding, or main gaining goals, this is going to be the cookie for you. So with no further ado, let's get right into it by having a look at the ingredients. Here we go. All-purpose flour, baking powder, the one ingredient to rule them all, salt, cocoa powder, chocolate-based casein protein powder, chocolate, swerve, granular, egg whites, non-fat Greek yogurt, plain. I can't believe it's not butter, the light one, vanilla extract, mini chocolate chips, and almond milk, unsweetened. We have another one of those magical recipes where we're mixing together some dry ingredients, mixing together some wet ingredients, and combining the two for some anabolic deliciousness. So let's get things started here by mixing together our dry ingredients first. First, we have 150 grams of our all-purpose flour, pre-measured and on the money. Next, we need 4 grams of our baking powder. Then 3 grams of the one ingredient to rule them all, salt. Then we need 50 grams of the cocoa powder. Whew, 50 grams is a lot of cocoa powder, but trust me, it's worth it in this recipe. It works on the money. Next, we need 120 grams of our chocolate-based casein protein powder. Casein, not whey. Casein. Don't ask in the comment section if you can use whey. You can, but it's gonna be dry and it's not gonna taste as good. Casein protein powder. 120 grams. Then we need 50 grams of our Swerve granular, or really any 0-calorie sweetener. Swerve, to me, tastes the best. 50 grams going in. Now that we have all the dry ingredients in there, it's time to mix them up with our whisk. Once you've mixed until you think you've mixed enough, and then you've mixed some more to ensure that all of the ingredients are well combined and spread out, especially that baking powder, you're done. Time to go on to the wet ingredients. First wet ingredient that we need is going to be 28 grams of the I can't believe it's not butter, the light one. Or you can use any low-calorie butter you want. I like this one. Seems to me to work the best for this recipe. 28 grams, negative scale trick, didn't invent it. Some say it's not even a trick, but it's how we're measuring today, so I digress. 28 grams, going in. It was trickier than last time, but got it in. Next, we need 100 grams of our non-fat Greek yogurt plain, and we're using our negative scale measuring system. And with what we got left on the spatula, 100 grams exactly in. Next up, we need 70 grams of our egg whites. Whew, on the dot. Done. We need 5 grams of our vanilla extract. And once you have all your wet ingredients in there, it's time to mix them up until they're as incorporated as they can be. And once you're left with some well-combined wet ingredients with just a few butter chunks left in there, you're good to go. Time to start adding in our dry ingredients, which we're going to do in 3 separate batches. Batch number 1. Short interlude here just to remind you to smash the like button, consider subscribing if you're not subscribed, and if you're not having chocolate chip cookies or double chocolate chip cookies, what are you having that's chocolate that you enjoy? Let's talk about it in the comment section. All right, back to the video. And before we get into batch number 2, we are going to add in some almond milk, unsweetened here. I'm gonna put in 100 grams to get us started. Depending on your casein protein powder and how much liquid it absorbs, you could need anywhere from 100 to 200 grams or so. I'm gonna start with 100 just so this mixes up really well from the start. Don't wanna start mixing it too dry or it's just not gonna come out right. Some of the ingredients aren't gonna be as dispersed. So I'm gonna go here after batch number 1, adding in 100 grams of almond milk. Batch number 2. And batch number 3. And once you're left with this beach sandy type texture, you know that you definitely need more almond milk. So depending again on your casein protein powder, it's gonna vary. I've already made this, so I know I'm going to need another 100 grams after putting in the 3rd batch. So I'm going to do that right now. After you've stirred long enough and it feels like you just did arm day, you're gonna get this type of texture right here. Exactly what you're looking for. Next step is to fold in our mini chocolate chips. So I have a serving and a half here of the mini chocolate chips, which for me is 21 grams, going in. And once you've folded in your mini chocolate chips, you have them well incorporated into the dough, it's time to go over to your cookie sheet, cover it with parchment paper, and start forming these cookies. So if you've seen any of my other cookie videos, you know that my favorite number of cookies to make is 8. We're going to be doing that now. Because this can turn into a sticky mess, I'm going to spray my hands with some non-stick first, and then we're going to get to forming the cookies. Unfortunately, the non-stick eventually will wear off, so we will get a little dirty in our video. Now that we've formed the cookies, it's time to put them into the oven that's been preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. We're going to bake them up for 15 to 18 minutes, checking them along the way. Once they're done baking, we're going to let them cool for 20 minutes. Yes, 20 minutes. You have to let these things cool. Actually, what I found is that the longer you let these cool, the better they end up tasting, the more realistic they are as an actual cookie. So I found actually the next day, they're even more cookie-like than the day you baked them, which is great for meal prepping. But I digress again. Let's get these in the oven, get them cooking so we can make our way over to the taste test table. Just took the cookies out of the oven after the 18-minute mark. These are cooked perfectly. They smell absolutely delicious. You will notice they are a little puffed up from the baking process, but they are going to actually shrink down as the moisture dissipates. It will come down a little bit, look more like traditional cookies by the time we get to the taste test table. We'll give them a try after they cool for about 20 minutes. We're back at the taste test table here, and I am so excited to try these. I've, of course, already had these cookies. I know how delicious they are. So good. I think one of the keys in making these more chocolatier than last time is using those mini chocolate chips. Really helps spread out the chocolatiness throughout the entire cookie. Every bite you're getting a blast of chocolate. With no further ado, let's grab one. I'm going to go with the right side stack, top one here. More chocolate than last time. There's a close-up look here. You can see some of the chocolate chips are in there. It looks like a cookie. It tastes like a cookie. It's the closest thing to an anabolic double chocolate chip cookie that you are going to find. I guarantee you that. So, with no further ado, here we go. First bite, best bite, always. Oh my goodness. So good. Very dense, very thick, with 3 C's kind of cookie. You can see in there all the chocolatey goodness So amazing. The texture is very much cookie-like. It's not spongy. You don't bite down into it and it's chewy. It has that more natural cookie texture. Now it's not crumbly, it's not a crumbly cookie, but it's like your soft baked cookie has that same kind of texture. If you were to buy these in a store, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. These are loaded with protein. Fiber count's pretty good, calorie count's low. These might be better than the fudge brownies from a previous recipe. They taste that chocolatey, that good. If you're a chocolate lover, you're looking for chocolate on top of more chocolate, this is the way to go. Perfect snack, gonna keep you full. The density on these is ridiculous. And once you see the macros, how many calories are in just one of these cookies, I think you're gonna be blown away. Now, some might say I put in an exorbitant amount of cocoa powder, but I'm telling you, that's where the double chocolateness comes in. By adding in the 50 grams of the cocoa powder, you're going to get that chocolatey flavor that you would otherwise not get with regular protein powder flavoring. Sometimes it's dulled a little bit. By adding in that cocoa powder, you're really giving the chocolate a big punch. Maybe it's excessive, but I'm telling you, I tried less amounts. It doesn't come out like this, at least not with the protein powder that I use. You could experiment with it. If you're happy with your chocolatiness in your chocolate protein powder, you might not need as much. I think 50 grams is perfect. Gives it more of that cookie flavoring. When you bite down, you feel like you're actually eating a cookie. So you'll bake these, you'll let them cool for 20 minutes. You'll eat them like I am right now, and you'll say, it's almost kind of brownie-like. There's a browniness to them initially. After I found the correct recipe ingredients, I had one, tasted just like this, of course, and I was happy with it. Definitely an 8 out of 10. So I took the rest, put them in an airtight container, saved them for the next day. I tried one, the texture was even better. It seems with these anabolic recipes, the longer you let them cool, the longer you let them sit, the more of that cookie texture you get. Same thing happened with my regular chocolate chip cookie recipe. The next day, they were even more like real chocolate chip cookies. You're meal prepping these out for the week. They're like a fine wine. They're only gonna get better as the week goes on. You could have these 2, 3, maybe even 4 days later, and they're gonna taste even better than the first day that you baked them. It's incredible. If you're looking for a nice dessert snack, this could easily take the place of a protein bar. You have one of these. It's basically the same macros as a protein bar. I'll flash up the actual macros here. We'll look at the entire batch, and you can see what it is per cookie. You're getting 14 grams of protein in each cookie. That's about what's in a lot of protein bars. If you wanted to double it up and have a bigger snack, you're looking at almost 30 grams of protein for your snack. A no-brainer in terms of that. Gonna keep you full, ready to go to the next meal. In terms of meal prepping, this is an ideal grab-and-go snack. You're heading out the door, you know you're gonna need something. These are ready to go. You pull them out of your airtight container, ready to take with you on a trip. You know you're not going to get hungry, be forced to eat some kind of junk food. You're going to have these delicious anabolic cookies ready to go. I've said in previous videos, not a big chocolate guy. I'm telling you, these cookies have even changed my mind. I could totally get into these. These are definitely going to end up in my regular rotation. Pretty simple to make, straightforward ingredients, not a long time to bake. It's something simple to add into your meal plan. And when you're baking cookies and they're getting better as the week goes on, it almost gives you something to look forward to. This is actually right around snack time for me. I'm having one of these. I'm almost through the first one here. Already starting to feel full. Definitely something that's very satisfying in terms of flavor, in terms of being satiated. It's a no-brainer. You know, it's another one of those recipes where there's not really much else to say except that it's absolutely delicious. I love these. Like I said, one of my favorite cookies. If you make them, I'd love to know how they turned out for you. If you end up doing it, please come back. Let me know how they turned out. Let me know what you thought they tasted like. What did you give them for a score? 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, heck, 11 out of 10. I think they're that good. I want to know what you guys think though. Let me know in the comment section below. But it's getting to be about that time. I got to get up out of here, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.